tortoise in the game, ready to ignite. Put up a fight, gonna leave them all in fright. Playing Magic the Gathering on a Saturday night. Summoning creatures, casting spells with all his might. Sipping on more coffee to stay awake and bright. Caffeine runs stealing his creativity inside. Got a YouTube channel where he's shining so bright. MTG3, the show that takes flight. He's a lyrical beast, spitting fire with every bite. Rap metal flow, pounding beats to inside. No one can stop him, he's on a meteoric height. Super fast tortoise, the champion of the fight.
Good morning, hope you're up. Enjoy that coffee in your cup. Good morning from the shelf. Super fast tortoise does so well. Sit back, relax, time to chillax. Face the facts, morning coffee show intact. Let's enjoy the show, let's enjoy the flow. Morning coffee is the best. Chatting with friends, we are blessed. Into the mood, coffee for every dude. Have fun, enjoy the show. Let this channel grow. Let's enjoy the show. Morning coffee is the best. Chatting with friends, we are blessed. Into the mood, coffee for every dude.
Are you crazy?
Whoa!
Woo! Hey, it's good to see you today.
Yeah, good to see you today. Look, I got Turtles cabin in the background. You got turtles rocking in your background. Yeah, and today's a turtley day. I mean, you are turtley enough for the Turtle Club.
I just hope that I'm in the shell.
Right?
Because nobody wants to see me out of the shell. Whoop!
You sound like Zoidberg. We're going whoop, 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 whoop. What a good morning. It's a different morning. Hillbilly for the day. The only person I can get up to show up is the guy without a body.
Well, you know, you just got to take me off the shelf and put me in front of the camera. I'm very simple, you know. Everybody
Right.
looks like Mugen and Hellwheeler and Hillbilly all decided to go to church and didn't invite us.
Right.
So we're going to be the cool people hanging out.
We're the cool people hanging out. Hellwheeler actually plays basketball on Sundays.
Yeah, and she stayed up all night long with Mr. DJ Longhair playing Zomboids.
Zomboids. I don't even know. Today I overslept. So that's why the subject is chat and chill. The context of the show is just chat and chill. Like, I don't know why I overslept. Probably because I had to go outside and take care of ice several times yesterday. But holy cow.
Oh man, I don't envy you cleaning up ice and snow. And I was looking at the news forecast, and I realized that I had the forecast set on the wrong city.
Oh,
and it said another 2 inches of snow tonight. I looked outside. I'm like, it snowed. Oh no, it did not snow. I looked at my news forecast, and I was looking at Klamath Falls, Oregon. You know where I'm from, and I'm like, okay.
Right. Wow. Klamath Falls, Oregon. Oh, one thing I want to bring up is I'm up to 673 subscribers. Thank you, subscribers, for joining the creep.
Yep.
Yep. We're working. We're building. These are my secret tactics. Maybe I'll get to 1,000 before Hillbilly does.
Well, you know, I'd like to see you guys hit it at the same time, so that way we can get that group photo of the two of you guys wearing the wig and him being bald.
Right. Wearing the wig,
You know, I'd
being
like
bald.
Yeah, you know, a little group photo. You know, have a reason for that. Although we kind of have a group photo every morning, don't we?
Yeah, we kind of do. You know, but one day, maybe most of us will be in a group photo in real life.
You know it's going to happen.
It's got to happen.
I'm going to get bored and start rolling my jar all the way over there.
Well, you know, I remember being a kid kicking glass on the pavement. It'd break after a certain amount of time. today's a good day. Today's a relaxing day. It's a Sunday. The wife is off work today. That means I don't know what that means. Like
family time.
Well, yeah, just basic family time. Have fun. We got you remember that board game that DJ had the guy on?
Yeah.
That Iliad game, whatever. We got a pre-production copy of that game in last night.
Ooh.
So we're gonna open the box on camera, and we're gonna later on do a review for them.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting, and I don't have the wife involved with all that because this is kind of one of her dreams. She watches people do game reviews and stuff all the time. Well, she's the brilliant mind behind games in the house.
Right.
It's the reason why we own like 100 copies of board games. So I want to be able to do a review with her, and she's really good at games and breaking them down. So, content for my channel, but helping her fulfill a dream of getting to play test a game before it's even on the shelf. But I can't remember the name of the game for the life of me until I open it up.
That's wild. I would always like to get a reviewer's copy of a game, or if I ever had that opportunity. First of all, you have yourself not only just a game, but you have a collector's item.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's really cool. Like, I can't wait to get the wife involved with this because, like I said, it's one of the things that she's dreamed about doing is having the opportunity to do that. So, yay! And luckily, I was put in a position where I could do it. So, happy birthday! Like several months before. No kidding.
Oh, still, no, exactly. It is a happy birthday, happy Christmas, happy end of year item to have come right into you.
Right. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to come in. It came in yesterday. I wasn't expecting any mail to come in yesterday because we were under icy road conditions and barely any vehicle was running. And yesterday we got mail. I'm like, is sacrificing his life just to hand me a board game?
Rain, sleet, hail, nor snow. No matter what the condition, the mail must go through. Mm-hmm. Postman motto.
Right. That's right. And they got it. We got it. I could tell by looking at the stack of presents. We have a huge stack of presents in front of the Christmas tree, and it looks even more huge because a couple of presents are huge. But I could tell the son's wrapped more gifts for his mom and stacked them up, so it looks like a pile of presents. Our Christmas tree looks ridiculous, all right? Like, the cat's got on it, pulled on some strings. It's kind of messed up. We got presents under the tree, like a little bit of presents. And next to the tree, we have a crap ton of presents, it looks like. But, like, several of the presents are, like, 4 feet long. So, it looked even more ridiculous. Looked like we're celebrating hard this year.
Well, what do we got in that big one? Well, that's a Red Ryder BB gun. We got it for the kid. Hopefully he don't put an eye out with it.
Now you're going to put your eye out, kid. He's been popping up in media a little bit more. Like, he's in a commercial for, and I can't remember which company, but he's in
with Kelly Clarkson's in the video too, I believe. Yeah, I've seen that one. And they also made a sequel to it with him in it.
Yeah,
Story.
Yeah, well, it was when he was grown up.
Yeah,
it was weird. Like, he wasn't the main character of the show; it was his kid, and his kid falls in love, and the story's about. It was not as good as the original. One of those situations.
Sequels hardly ever are.
Mm-hmm. What they should have done is they should have done a Christmas Story crossed over with Gremlins. There you go.
Well, either that or a Christmas Story crossed over with Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Jurassic Park. Da-na-na.
He's trying to protect the lamp still. Poor dad.
Yeah. He's using the lamp as a baseball bat to swing off the dinosaurs coming at him. He's like,
great movie, A Christmas Story. One year when I was living up in upstate New York, there was this theatrical theater. They put up a screen and they did an airing of A Christmas Story.
Right.
up on the screen, and then they had actors acting out the movie on the stage.
Well, I've seen something like that, but for Nightmare Before Christmas. And
Oh,
what they were doing, they had the movie in segments, and they would do segments, and it was them acting and reacting to the movie. Like certain areas they'd act scared, certain areas they'd cuddle, certain areas they will move around. Then during the movie, in certain parts, like Jack Skellington would come out and narrate the show, and they had this guy with this large puppet, which was a pretty impressive puppet because it talked. It stood about like 12 feet tall. And he would talk. Then during certain times of the movie, Boogie would come out, and Boogie would come. You know, we can see your screen, right?
oh, whoops! I don't even know what happened there.
You're checking Amazon. But Boogie would come out and do some stuff for the show, like do for the show. It was interesting. It was a sing along kind of thing.
Bless you. Bless you again.
Hope you
That
didn't
was
hear that.
the most silent sneeze I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, man, it just popped up on me. But anyways, yeah. So like I said, I seen something like that. It was more of a musical. Like during certain times of the film, the music would come up with lyrics like a karaoke. They try to get the audience to sing, but the audience is boring and they wouldn't sing, except maybe like a couple people. I hate that. Why go to a karaoke show type thing if you're not going to karaoke yourself? If you're prompted to sing, you open that mouth up, expel those lungs, and start singing.
Like I used to say when I used to host karaoke, it doesn't matter what you sing in the car, the shower, or when nobody's looking. Get out and rock out with your mullet out. This is kjcowboydan, your karaoke DJ, and rocking with you all night long.
That's right. Even if you barely know the lyrics, don't know the lyrics, just try to go along because it's funner when everybody's together having a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you got me wanting to go sing some karaoke. I don't care what it is. Carolers come to the door. I'm going to start singing with you, belting it out. And I don't know, I'd probably scare them off, but I want to sing too.
You want to sing. That's right. Sometimes that's just how it is. Sometimes you just need to sing, it's more embarrassing to me to not sing with somebody than it is just to watch them sing. Like if you're in a crowd, like people singing Christmas carols and you're not singing, to me, I'm looking bad in that situation. So I should sing and try to look good, even though my singing prowess is not that great. But as long as I look like having an enjoyable time, people enjoy it with me.
There is something that just makes you feel good after belting one out. It is kind of hard for a lot of people to just go out and on a regular basis and go sing karaoke because of time frame. But then there's the people who are truly shy. And let me tell you, don't be afraid of the mic. The mic loves you.
Right.
The mic loves you. It doesn't care how bad you think you sound. Once you put that mic to your mouth and you're sitting there belting out the lyrics to your favorite song, for 3 minutes, you are Michael Jackson. You are Elvis Presley. You are Mariah Carey singing that Christmas song that we're all waiting to hear.
Right. Yeah. We're waiting to hear. We're all here. All right.
It's a nice chill morning though. I'll tell you what.
You gotta be chill. Gotta be chilled. I was about to say you gotta be chill to ride this thrill, but being chill is the opposite of being thrilled.
Well, I don't know. Maybe if you're thrilled in the North Pole, you can be chilled and thrilled.
Chilled and thrilled. That's right. Right. Refrigerated chill. It's gonna be awesome. It's awesome.
It's awesome.
I was gonna do the show regularly, but I don't feel the show as being regular today.
Today is a Sunday. It is a pure Sunday. Both my cats are asleep within
What?
about they're asleep. Believe it or not.
I thought they were at war with each other.
Well, Seven has declared war. Q has declared, just love me. You're my new mother. And Seven is just trying to find a minute to herself. I think she's grown to like Q because I've caught her playing with him.
Mm-hmm. What?
Yes, she looked embarrassed when I caught.
Peaceful things.
Yeah, she
She's
looked
like,
embarrassed.
no, this ain't what it looks like. This ain't how it looks like. I'm beating him up. See?
But yeah, he doesn't give her time to herself though, and I think he enjoys the love when he can get it.
Yep.
Yeah, going from outdoor kitty to indoor prince is a big transition. I think. I think it's a big transition.
Well, he seemed to fall in line with it very quickly.
Oh yeah.
Like from the sounds of it, it didn't sound like he complained at all that he was in a nice warm place getting 3 squares a day.
On top of right. He eats like nobody's business. Now, cats should not drink coffee, but I turned my back for a little second, and after just filling my coffee up, and that little kitten was lapping up my coffee. I had it full to the brim too, and I turned around and I'm like, "That's not for you. That's for adults."
It's adults. Look at this. We got this kitty that just decided, when I was trying to shush her away, decided my lap was important to get on. I don't know what it is. Do you think it's food time? It's not food time. You got food in your cat bowls.
Well, she's trying to tell you this ain't the super fast tortoise show. She said this is a super fast kitty show. Super cuddly kitty. That's a tongue twister. Super cuddly kitty show.
Kitty cuddly show. Super fast kitty cuddly show. Super fast kitty cuddly show. That's right.
Kitties with all the fur.
That's right. All right. I'm thinking of such things. You made this for us today.
Hey, howdy, hey, boys and girls. kjcowboydan here with the In the Show Morning Coffee Podcast. And this week in history, it is a special anniversary. It is the anniversary of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This week in 1987, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles aired for the first time on television. That's right. Have a good morning and drink your coffee. Turtle power! Oh, I just realized I made an editing mistake.
I didn't pay attention to it, so.
Pay no attention. For those people who are a little late to the show, if you catch it, you can catch that in the Discord server. I uploaded it to the Discord server, and it will play there. You feel free to watch it, give it a little reaction, and comment your thing that you want to have supplied to the Morning Coffee Podcast.
Karma. Howdy. That's right.
Howdy.
Howdy. That was a really cool bit. Yeah. That show came out December 10th in 1987. Even the original comic came out in 84.
1984.
So, Turtles are 40 years old, just like me.
I remember watching the Ninja Turtles on television, but that wasn't my start to the Ninja Turtles. Little piece about Cowboy Dan history. After my dad passed away, I didn't really have too many role models in my life. Mm-hmm. And I discovered comic books. I discovered comic books through the Archie Comics series of Ninja Turtles comic books that were based off the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon series that I watched regularly on television, but I wasn't as deep into the Ninja Turtles lore until I got the comics. It was virtually, I mean, my first real delve into the Ninja Turtles.
So you got your foot stuck into the non-kid friendly version of the comic books.
Oh, I did eventually, but I started with the more kid friendly, based off the cartoons.
Of the Marvel series.
No, the before that, the Archie comics held the titles first.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. I did not know that particularly.
Yeah, yeah. For the cartoon version of the series, not the because the Marvel Comics one before it was very, very limited run, and before it went over to Dark Horse. But
yeah, was it Dark Horse? I thought it was Marvel, but I could be wrong.
No, they did it for like a little, like I think a little bit, but Dark Horse Comics ended up taking over the thing and kind of like darkened up the animated version of the Ninja Turtles. But now Dark Horse has a great run of Ninja Turtles.
Hell yeah, Dark Horse. Yeah. Dark Horse, I believe, did Hellboy too.
Yes, Dark Horse did Hellboy as well. Yes,
I never got into the comic books, but I sure loved the Ron Perlman movies.
Oh, gotta love Ron Perlman and everything he does. He just he has that like face that that you want for like either a for Hellboy, obviously, but also for like just about like you. Heck, if I were to recast Thanos, I would have probably put Ron Perlman as Thanos.
Oh wow, he has the chin for it too.
Oh yeah.
You know, an underrated movie that he starred in as one of the. He wasn't like the main character, but he was a main character in the movie as one of the plot movers. Was the Island of Dr. Monroe.
Oh yeah.
He like you wouldn't know him unless you know his jawline. He played one of the cat people.
That was one of the more recent incarnations of the Island of Dr. Moreau.
It was the 80s.
Oh, was it an 80s version? Yeah. The 80s version? Okay.
Oh, yeah. In fact, here's a fact that a lot of people do not know about Jurassic Park. Spielberg was inspired by Monroe when he did Jurassic Park the movie. That's why throughout the franchise, you can find bits and pieces of things that happen throughout the entire franchise from the Island of Dr. Monroe in the movie. And in every movie, there's always something from that film.
I did not know that, but I kind of like had like I always thought about the Island of Dr. Moreau when I read the books for the two books, Michael Crichton books, and I thought, you know what? The only difference really is why they're doing this genetic altering or creations of animals. The only difference is the why.
Oh yeah, because in the Island Dr. Monroe, it's to see if you can play God. Well, that's what it was. And in Jurassic Park, it's people were playing God without the consequences. Where the Island of Dr. Monroe, the guy wanted to play God, but he's aware of the consequences. That's why they had shocker chips in their bodies, right? Hence, in Jurassic World, the Dominus Rex is a tracker in the body, and just like in the Island of Dr. Monroe, the main bad guy takes the chip out of the body so it can no longer be controlled.
Yes. And also they had the for Jurassic Park with the making them female so they couldn't reproduce was kind of like the chip as well.
Yeah, they couldn't do that in Dr. Moreau, make every animal female, because that would have been the movie would have been banned from the United States at that time.
Right. But also, I believe that part of Ian Malcolm's speech kind of references the Island of Dr. Moreau.
Right. And like, who knows how much was inspired by the original story from Michael Crichton, because the movie the Island Dr. Monroe came out before Jurassic Park. The story, the old movie, the original movie, right? So I don't know how much came from there, from him as in, but I remember an interview with Steven Spielberg a long time ago, and I haven't been able to find this interview again. But there was an interview where he said, yeah, he basically said I took some inspirations from the Island of Dr. Monroe when I made Jurassic Park, and this was including the first film. But then the second film came out, there was another little bit in there that kind of takes away. Then goes on, and there's so much going on. Like even in the book, there's some inspirations. Like there's a whole raptor scene that Alan Grant falls into this tunnel underground kind of thing, and the raptors are doing these dances and stuff that are explained a lot like some of the events that happen into the island of Dr. Monroe. So like I actually own a VHS copy of the Island of Dr. Monroe just because it's what in Jurassic Park, the movie, not the books. And happy birthday, Brandon! Like day, everyone.
I always keep on going back to Marlon Brando. Val Kilmer did wasn't Val Kilmer in that as well, right?
Right, Val Kilmer was the protagonist.
Yeah.
Oh no, he wasn't the protagonist. He was
another doctor. He was another doctor.
He's the helper to the main doctor.
Yeah.
Because the guy who was the main protagonist, I can't remember his name, but he played in Harry Potter as the werewolf. I can't remember. I gotta.
Well, I do recall that there was also real
came out
famous
in '96, not the '80s. Sorry, I was wrong.
Little guy who was a real famous actor for a while. I think he passed on. But he was an Indian actor, little guy, and he was like one of Dr. Moreau's like experiments.
Yeah, Nelson.
Yeah, I remember that guy too.
Yeah, and David Thewlis is the guy I was thinking of. He played in Harry Potter, but was the protagonist. He played Douglas, and Marlon Brando played the main doctor of the movie, the antagonist. Val Kilmer played Montgomery, who was the assistant to Marlon Brando. And look, and there's Ron Perlman right there. I'm looking at the IMDb list of actors, and there's actually a lot of big name actors from back in the day that made it big today.
You said that, look, there's Ron Perlman right there. And I'm like, no, that's Brandon over there in chat.
Brandon, that's right. Yeah, I'm into science fantasy kind of stuff. I mean, but portrays the idea of what science fantasy is. There's a lot of movies I won't watch because they put in, that stuff I shouldn't watch, like nudity and stuff in movies. I try to stay away from that kind of stuff. But like,
I never seen a movie with that in it.
Right. But
if I did, you can take another piece of my body, and there'd be nothing left but a jar. If I did,
right? What? Brandon, I'm Nick Cage. But I always like the science fact, like I like the fantasy where science backs it up, even if it's fantasy science. That's why when the MCU came out, because I wasn't a big fan of Iron Man as the comic, because I couldn't understand the comics as well, and I couldn't and the cartoon I never got to watch much of. But when the MCU came out with Iron Man, and they made everything seem so realistic that it could be possible, I fell in love with it.
I wondered how they would do Iron Man when they first released it, because when I read the comic books, one of the things about Iron Man, if you read the comic books, Tony Stark had an alcohol addiction, and they didn't touch that in the Iron Man movies. And there's a huge storyline in the comic books where where they touch on that. And at the time, Robert Downey Jr. was getting off of drugs and alcohol. So, like, instead of having touched on the alcohol addiction of Iron Man, they show you during the entire movie, and even you see constantly through the entire series, actually, Robert Downey Jr. is eating candy constantly. It turns out it was one of his things to fight alcoholism, which is kind of like the exact opposite storyline of and the same storyline that Tony Stark has, in a sense, having to battle alcoholism and drug abuse. And if you've read the storylines, there's a pretty good, almost probably about 7-issue arc of that. So I was really wondering how they would touch that, but they didn't. But kind of did reference it with Robert Downey Jr. eating candy all the time. You see him popping gummy little.
Well, they showed a bit of it in Iron Man 2.
Yeah, he had a thing for like the jelly beans.
Well, like there's a whole scene where he got too drunk and spoiled the party.
Oh yeah,
and the War Machine battled it out.
Yeah.
Yep. So those are responsible. Let's see, the story arc in the MCU was set for Tony Stark in the first Avengers film, where he went out to space and destroyed the planet and passed out on his way back. That was where they started his story arc, why he started drinking. They didn't show him drinking a lot, but that's where he started drinking stuff. The second Iron Man movie was after that, and it's talking about some of the stuff he did. Then the third Iron Man movie was showing you how overcautious and prepared he was been. Hence, why we get the Doctor Doom story arc now that they're going to go with, where he's trying to protect the planet, but he's doing it his way. And I don't know how they're exactly going to do it, but he's always been overprotective. And that's been the story arc he's been doing, because he's like, oops, I fall. Every time he learned from it, every time he fell, I should say, he learned from it. But he would go to the extremes of trying to fix things.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. I'm not really too much of a naysayer against the multiversal storylines. I'm actually looking forward to this one, not because Robert Downey Jr. is coming back, but because I like the storyline that they picked out. It's a multiversal storyline that will introduce battle worlds, which should, with all the characters that are returning to Marvel, battle worlds should do a lot of fixing to the universal cinematics, where everybody wants to have all their characters together again. So I'm looking forward to this Doctor Doom movie. Sort of looking forward to the Fantastic Four movie that's coming out, and absolutely looking forward to this Battle Worlds concept that they said they've already announced is going to happen.
Oh no!
Oh yes! What?
No!
Oh,
so I reached out to the people creating Hillbilly's thing, and then thank you for your patience. Unfortunately, due to major logistic setbacks with one of our printers, we will not be able to fulfill your deck box order. We can either proceed with the cancellation and refund, or if you prefer, you can wait for us to resolve the issue and fulfill the order as soon as we can. So I apologize for the inconvenience and appreciate your understanding. Please let me know how you proceed.
Well, that was nice that they were able to contact you and say, "Hey, look, we're having issues."
Right. They contacted me after I asked them about the progress of the machine.
Oh, well, they probably should have contacted you in advance, but yeah.
Like, I didn't know that, because that I was trying to keep it secret and everything, because I know Hillbilly might be watching right now, but I was getting him a custom deck box with his logo on it, and it's a big Commander deck box, and now they can't fulfill it.
Speaking of Hillbilly, we got his identical twin in chat right now. He says, "Hi, I'm MTG Hillbilly."
Yeah, he says my car battery died this morning.
The sad life of a car battery.
Mhm.
And why aren't you here then?
Right.
Sharing a coffee with the boys.
That's right. He could be. He could have been here, but he's not. Now we got like what 25 minutes left of the show.
It's all right. We're going to party. We're going to still party. We're having a good morning coffee. It's just because we're the only two people in the coffee shop doesn't mean that we're the only two people drinking coffee today. We got Chat enjoying a coffee with us. Hillbilly in chat, and Karma in chat, and Brandon in chat.
We have a lot of people in chat chilling out.
You know, all enjoying coffee.
Like how soon were you back? Did you hear the whole story? Hear what happened with your gift?
Oh, yeah. So I'm looking at Q right now, and he's laying on one of the shelves. Half of his body is just dangling off the shelf, and his head is dangling. He's on his back. I don't understand how this cat can sleep in such a position.
Hellwheeler's in chat. She says, "I'm slowly waking up. Zombie mode still active."
Yeah, she stayed up all night with DJ Longhair playing Project Zomboid. I went to bed early after yelling the most amount of profanities I've ever yelled on stream at a game.
Yeah, Hillbilly's like, "I'm trying to charge my car battery with a cheap charger from Walmart." Ooh.
I got some 9 volts if you need it. A couple of double A's. I can take the triple A's out of my my TV remote. TV doesn't work anymore.
It's ridiculous.
You know, I remember one day when I was back in New York, car battery died. We had gotten about 1.5 feet of snow, and we had this one of those little you plug it into your wall car battery chargers. Never used it, and forgot to charge it. Went to go take it out to the car to charge the car battery, and realized that I didn't charge the car battery charger. Things that need to get charged, need to charge other things.
Time capsule. Whoa.
Morning.
Thank the primes. Thank the primes. The time capsule is here because him being here is saying he's letting the timeline be as it is. You know, he's not changing a thing because it's the way it's supposed to be.
Well, I'm going to have to talk to Time Capsule about adjusting my ability to travel through time.
Well, maybe you're stuck back in time because that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, well, you know, just don't want to get stuck in a time where it's dinosaurs roaming the earth. I don't want to be a little morsel. A head in a jar is like a chicken nugget to a dinosaur.
You know what's funny is I remember seeing a comic strip from like the 90s. This guy who invented a time travel machine, and he was able to time travel to the dinosaur time, but he realized soon after traveling to the dinosaur time, he couldn't go back to the future because there's no outlet made yet.
So, moral of the story: don't make a time travel machine that requires to be plugged into the wall.
Right. Time capsule says not possible in this version. So I would love to be stuck in that time with the dinosaurs. I'd too. I probably wouldn't live long, but God knows I'd try to ride that T-Rex.
You know what you're going to probably do. You're going to first thing you're going to do is you're going to try to tame a T-Rex. You're going to train some cavemen on how to act out episodes of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you're going to have yourself a good time.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I want to see that done by the Geico caveman now.
Right. You know, They need I think it's time. They need to remake the Christmas story. Not remake the Christmas story. Create a new Christmas story, right? Create a new Christmas story like the original Christmas story, but based on kids from the 90s and the early 2000s, mainly the 90s, where they're getting all the toys that you wanted as a kid. You know, they're like, I want a Teenage Mutant Ninja toy. You know, they don't say that much anymore. And, you know, they don't make Christmas stories relevant.
No, it's really hard. And I'll tell you what, I have been watching Christmas stuff lately. The last couple of days, I've been putting on my phone when I've been taking time to relax, and I've been watching Hallmark Christmas stories. And pretty much a good majority of the Christmas shows that you see on movies nowadays are traveling to family for Christmas, but you don't see that nostalgic feel of that you used to get like a Christmas story when you used to set out the Sears catalog with the toys that you wanted circled, and you used to say, you know, I remember like for the almost that entire year that that the Nintendo Entertainment System came out. Before Christmas, that period of time, I kept on saying, you know, I want a Nintendo. I want a Nintendo so bad. If it was the only Christmas present Santa Claus brought, I would be so happy, you know. And I would constantly get the same conversation that the kid in the Christmas story got is no, we can't afford that. No,
poke your eye out, kid.
poke an eye out with that thing, kid, right? You know, and then when I got it, my grandmother had got me the 8-bit Nintendo system, 3 games, and a little CRT television.
CRT, man. You are old. No, I'm kidding. CRT TVs, man. I wish I had one and room for one so I can like invest in a Nintendo 64, a Nintendo and stuff. Get some of those consoles connected. That'd be sweet. It would be sweet if we could play games together in the same room together.
You know, I'm knocking on your door as soon as that happens. I'm knocking on your door, and I'm going to say, "Can Tortoise let me in to play games with him?" And I'm going to say that to your wife every time.
I remember when we were kids, we can go to our neighbor's house and knock on the door. Can Billy play? Can Billy come out and play? No, it's Sunday. It's church day. This is where we have family day. Oh, can Billy play? I just said no. Go away. Leave us, kid. You're filthing up our front porch. Oh, KJ disappeared. No. I don't know. Like, it's showing good on my end. What happened?
Sorry about that. My cat stood on my keyboard, and it made everything wig out. I do apologize.
You all I see is a turtle's background. No KJ, no nothing.
Look,
a voice. Are you Donatello? Are you Raphael? Are you Michelangelo? Are you Leonardo?
They're standing on my jar in order to get out of the thing. The cat sat on my keyboard and knocked me into the sewer, and now the turtles are going to escape.
All right, time capsule. Got to take wifey to the store. Have a great day. Have a great day. Have a good day at the store. Make sure you spend all day at the store, right? Don't come home till dinner.
And get Hershey's.
Right. Like, remember, your time frame is when the street lights go off, you got to be home.
Or when mom yells out the door saying, "Get over here, you didn't clean your room."
Oh, yeah, get home before your mom uses your middle name.
Oh, you don't want to have the middle name.
That's right.
Oh.
Middle name. Nope. You know you're in deep trouble when she pulls out the middle name.
Middle name means we are going to get a whooping.
Uh-huh. The whooping, the butt whooping.
Oh yeah, those were good times. I would definitely, if you had a game room, I would definitely be over there all the time. Okay, just toss the controller in my jar. You know, put a plastic Ziploc baggie on it, put it in my jar, and we'll play some video games.
I forgot to clip it.
What do you mean the controller's not working? You gave me the waterproof one, right?
Right. The waterproof one, super cool waterproof one. Because I can imagine you being a head and jar, and you're using your nose and tongue to press the buttons, and you're using your nose to like you use the joystick, and you're trying to do everything. So you're like cockeyed, bent as a head, and you're trying to use your nose to use the joystick and the D-pad, and your tongue to press the X, Y, square, and circles, and you're trying to configure the L1, L2, R1, R2 buttons at the same time. It's very crazy.
I think you just stressed my animator out.
See, there's too many complications for being a head in a jar.
Yeah. There are, yes, tcgdude. I did give the zombies a middle name, and it was not a very good middle name.
That's funny.
Video games are fun, and I enjoy old school video games. Project Zomboid. I have to go to this and touch on this for a second. It seems like a very good video game. I got a chance to play it for a little bit, but every time I play it, I have these issues. Like either it won't, like the first day it wouldn't want to show my cursor from my mouse, so I couldn't figure out what I was clicking on. And then yesterday I was playing it with everybody, and like everything was going good. It was, classic overview style game, kind of like the old Diablo style, or like even better, like the old can't remember the game, but just overhead, look where you're kind of like running through a map kind of scenario. And I kind of liked the way it looked, but the game always freaks out on me, and it kept on kicking me out. And I started using words that sailors did not even know.
What?
Yeah, I think I invented a few curse words last night.
Whoa, that's a lot of words for a small head in a jar like you.
Yeah, I had to get a thesaurus to
You understand? You probably needed a priest to exercise last night.
Yeah, but I'm like, okay, well, I dismissed myself, and I do apologize to anybody who happened to hear my choice of words last night. I dismissed myself.
I bet you had to cool off. I never played the game you're talking about, but it sounds like it had a difficulty level.
Well, it's supposed to be a pretty easy game. A lot of people liked it. I looked online. There's stunning positive reviews, and
Right.
there's a handful of people who are having the same problems I am with, and so I'm like, okay, maybe it's just like, okay, I'll just take a break, reinstall it, and come back to it another day.
Mm-hmm.
I had to breathe. I had to remember to breathe. You ever get those games that make you just like so erg? I table flipped.
There's times I played in Metroid Prime. There's times I had to take a breath back. Like, you can time capsule's no longer here in chat because he had to leave. But like, there was times I'd be playing a boss fight in in Metroid Prime, and I'd be like, all right, I need to stop, take a breather break, eat a snack, and come back to it. Like, I'm smart enough to know my own triggers. If I need to step back away and think about a game, I do that. Yeah, I did that with Spider-Man too. Like Spider-Man, the PS4 game.
Oh,
I
yeah.
could do some parts. So I'm like, all right, I worked on this. I need to step back, take a break, and usually I'd come back after that and after that break and have a clear head and defeat the boss or something. Like I've done that with Horizon Zero Dawn too.
It is one reason why I am very happy with the ability to come back and retry those areas of a game. Back in the day, not all games had save options.
That's
where
right.
we can go back to.
They didn't have batteries in the. They didn't have batteries in the cartridges. Certain games had batteries in cartridges, so you could save, like Zelda, but not in Super Mario. Not in the log game. Which one was it? Judge Dredd. No, there's certain games. Yeah, there are just certain games you cannot beat. No, you cannot save. You can step away from the game. If mom turned off the console while you're sleeping, you just lost all your data because you can't save the game.
Oh yeah. I am so glad that we have that because nowadays it's one thing that the kids nowadays won't understand, and we had to go back and literally replay that frustrating scene and every other frustrating scene before that one. If we decide we're gonna flip the table and get all cranky and throw our remote into the wall.
Yeah, the kids don't realize, kids don't understand today that your system didn't save the data for you. You know, like when 64 came out, when PlayStation came out, you had to buy external memory cards to save your data so you could play the game, progress the game, and not have to start over every time.
Oh yeah. Now
it was advanced, right? Like, because before then, you were lucky if your cartridge came with a save space, right?
Oh, and you know, and then the amount of save spaces you've got back in the day. Now you can save like practically an unlimited amount of save games. Is like, okay, which one did I like the best? Did I do good on that one?
Right. One of my favorite games I watched being played was Metal Gear Solid for the PlayStation. And when we found out the secret to Psycho Mantis, we were like, games are no longer the same.
I downloaded Marvel Rivals. We're definitely going to be playing
Marvel's game. I don't know.
Yeah, I downloaded it. I just haven't gotten around to play it. This is one of the many games I got to play. Next one I'm going to try to play is I think it's Elden Rings or something 5
Elder Scrolls
5 or something like that.
Yeah.
That's my next game I got to play.
Yeah, that Psycho Mantis fight was such a cool experience. Yeah, for those who don't know, Psycho Mantis back in the day, spoiler alert, 20 years later, like in order to beat Psycho Mantis in Metal Gear Solid, you have to take your controller from player 1 port and put in player 2 port. So you can't read your mind.
Huh. Whew. Remember I remember having to play like racing games on your old devices and like okay, I'm going to be on top, you're on the bottom. And then you forget that you're on the top you're the top car on the screen, and you're like, I can't do it. Why am I? Oh, wait.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine that? Like you don't have to imagine it really, but can you imagine like today's world? Kids don't know what screen is. They don't have split screen now. Everybody has their own TV in their own freaking bedroom now, right? Back in the day, when you want to play with your friends, like a shooting game or a racing game, they'd split the screen for you, and you got to remember what screen you're on and watch, and you're trying not to cheat by screen peeking because you're trying to be focused on your screen to win the game.
Or when you used to daisy chain your old Xboxes together, so that way you and your friends can play on separate devices and still like play the same game together.
Right? Can you imagine that? People used to link up their Xboxes together so they can play like 18. I don't know how big the number got, but like a ton of people playing Halo. And well, Halo is actually a video game originally from Xbox. It's not something else that some people use. It's actually a franchise. It's a copyrighted name. Intellectual property, I should say. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Like, man, one of the best things that we ever had growing up. We grew up in an era. I know you're older than me, KJ, by a few years, but we grew up in an era where we got to witness the beginning of the popularity of video games. Like when I was born, a couple years later, we got the Nintendo Entertainment System, which turned into the Sega Nintendo System, which turned into the Super Nintendo, which turned into the Nintendo 64, which turned into PlayStation, and then PlayStation turned into Xbox, and Xbox turned into Sega Dreamcast. Then, we just had our lifespan, we got to watch the evolution of game systems build up and get better over our lifetime.
We called it the console wars.
Right. There was a time when we had console wars, and it was between PlayStation and Xbox. Which one was better? Which one were you going to buy? And Sony won out because, here, you want to borrow a game? Here, take the game, Yeah,
and also let's just be honest. Let's be honest. The real reason why Sony won out is called advertising. Sony advertised the baloney out of that,
right,
out of their consoles. Where Xbox has always been kind of shellax on their advertising, and
it's not just that. They really stuck themselves in the toe when they said they didn't want game sharing to be a thing. That you're going to have to use a special code for each disc that you put in your console, so you can't just give your friend your game and they can play it off their own console. And Sony won out because they're like, well, if you want to share your game with someone, knock yourself out. But, which is funny, that was just the cover-up saying, later on, we're going straight to digital games, so you can't share your games. Pretty much. Because that's what Xbox want to do, is straight to digital. But as long as there's going to be a physical hard copy of the game, that system is going to roll out more because people want hard copies of the game. That's why I got hard copies of games. Those ones I bought, some of them I got, some of those other ones I got from Time Capsule. I love the hard copy game because if the internet goes out, I don't have to rely on the digital media because sometimes the digital media runs amok.
I do miss being able to like go to Blockbuster Video, and when you saw that game that you wanted to play, you hardly ever did see a lot of the Xbox games because of that whole code sharing thing. But when you went to Blockbuster Video, they always had the PlayStation games. And I was an Xbox kid when it came down to PlayStation versus Xbox. So I was always slightly disappointed with the selection of Xbox stuff at Blockbuster, where and it made me wish I was the PlayStation kid.
Right. Really quick, tcgdude says, it looks like you have to set aside the game talk and invite me in the future. Oops. You usually tell me when you can come on the show so I can invite you. That's how it works. You're like, dude, I'm available. Okay, here's a link.
Let's talk about games. Ha!
Internet went out here and we busted out the PS1 Classic yesterday. Battle Arena Toshinen, and what we jammed was jank. Nice. But you know what I miss? Let me tell you what I miss, right? I miss the nostalgia of a game coming out, right? You go to Walmart, you go to GameStop, you go to your local game rental store, whatever, or game selling store, and you saw freaking cardboard cutouts of nostalgic games. Like, remember Halo? When I worked at Walmart, they had a Halo release of Master War Chief, and they after the major took it out and they auctioned it off, and I won the auction and gave it to my friend who was a Halo buff of Master Chief, a cardboard cutout. I miss those cardboard cutouts. Why can't we have the expansion of these things? The internet ain't going to fix everything for you. The internet's not going to be cool. When I go to Walmart, I want to see that cool stuff. Like, I used to have this little poster. This is like a little 11 by 8 poster of Mortal Kombat 11 I got from Walmart. But like, But like, whatever happened to the advertising in the store? Whatever happened to the cool stuff, like the cardboard cutouts? You know, Halo's coming out. You're not going to want to miss out on being Master War Chief's buddy or playing Master War Chief, or here's some display pieces that are so awesome that get you stuck into the thinking, I want to play that game.
All right. So in storage, I hope it's still in pretty good condition. In my storage unit, I have a Metroid cardboard cutout.
Nice.
From when they did the N64 Metroid game. And I hope it's still in good condition.
Was there an N64 cartridge?
I think there was an N64. Either it was N64. I think it was. Yeah, there was an N64 Metroid game, I believe. It was N64. I didn't have the game. I just had the cardboard cutout from the promo. I begged for it.
Yeah, I don't think there was a 64.
Metroid 64. Yeah, Metroid 64.
Oh, I don't remember that. I remember Metroid for GameCube. There's a fandom wiki for it. Oh, it was a game that was never made to completion, was it? So I see adverts for it, but I don't see anything on the game.
Blame the cat.
Blame the cat. No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, I don't think Metroid made. I think
yeah,
Metroid
they did. I just looked it up. I accidentally kicked myself out. They did. It was Metroid 64. It exists.
So,
so that's what I got.
Because I
didn't get the game.
Like,
I didn't have the game.
Yeah, like it must have been a hard game to find because Metroid is a game I like the franchise I like, and I never got to play a lot of them. But like when I played Metroid Prime, I'm like, I remember playing this game when I was young, you know. Yeah. So.
Oh, was it an SNES? Okay, it must have been an SNES. But I have the cardboard cutout.
Yeah, that's NES. Let's see. Well, like they could have advertised. No, well,
no, it was. Yeah, it probably was the SNES. I'm old. I don't remember everything. My memory is not exactly where it should be.
Ooh. Yeah, I see ones for SNES.
It might have been SNES.
And
I'm old. Come on. Don't expect me to remember every date and time of things.
Ooh, I wish I had money. I'm looking at eBay at some of the stuff they got for like Nintendo. They have some cool keychains. They got like someone made Dropbox posters where those where you have those frames that go deep where you like,
yeah.
Shadow. And they have like Metroid or Samus fighting Metroid at the end. It's pretty cool. They're asking $75 for that. But yeah. But anyways, my friends, goobers, and everybody out there, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to close out the show. But really quick, I want to remind you.
Hey, howdy, hey, boys and girls. kjcowboydan here with the In the Show Morning Coffee Podcast. And this week in history, it is a special anniversary. It is the anniversary of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This week in 1987, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles aired for the first time on television. That's right. Have a good morning and drink your coffee. Turtle